Blessed are the perfect in the way, who walk in the Torah of Yah. Blessed are those who observe his witnesses, who seek him with all their heart. Yes, they shall do no unrighteousness. They shall walk in his ways. You have commanded us to guard your orders diligently. Oh, that my ways were established to guard your laws. Then I would not be ashamed. When I look into your commands, I thank you with uprightness of heart. When I learn the right rulings of your righteousness, I guard your laws. Oh, do not leave me entirely. How would a young man or woman cleanse their path to guard it according to your word? I have sought you with all my heart. Let me not stray from your commands. I have treasured up your word in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. Blessed are you, O Yah. Teach me your laws. Okay, family, let's set the record straight, and please forgive me for the background noise. My dryer is going. Okay, so I need to say this and be clear. I am not Gnostic. I do not believe in Gnosticism. I am also not Christian. I am also not a quote-unquote Hebrew Israelite. I am a believer in the way. I am a sister of Mashiach, according to Romans 8:29, where it says he is the firstborn sibling among many brethren. Okay, I am a truth seeker, family. And so I came across some writings that I found really, really interesting. Okay, and this is the Gospel of Thomas. And the Gospel of Thomas is said to be Gnostic. And I was talking a little bit about Gnosticism and where Christian Gnosticism came from, and just, a few things. And I'm not sure if this is coming after I shared those things, but so here we go now. In the Gospel of Thomas, the phrase, the dead are not alive, does not talk about medical death. Instead, it is a spiritual riddle to describe how most people live their lives. All right, so I go. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to go here and I want to open this up. Okay, so that was saying number 7, I believe, where it says, Yahusha said, nope, that wasn't saying number 7. Look at the sowers. Is that say? Yeah. So it was saying 11. Yahusha said, this heaven will pass away, and the one above it will pass away. The dead are not alive, and the living will not die. During the days when you ate what is dead, you made it come alive. And when you are in the light, what will you do? On the day when you were one, you became two. But when you became two, or when you become two, what will you do? Okay. Are you giving your hair and body all that it needs? As we grow older, our skin loses some of its elasticity and natural oil production. But don't worry, because Fusion 5 Essentials is here to help. Fusion 5 Essentials strawberries and cream body butter melts into your skin with rich natural nourishment and a subtle strawberry essence, leaving your skin feeling deeply hydrated, soft, and giving you the glow that says, how you doing? It's all natural, it's handmade, just for you. So what are you waiting for? Go to fusion5essential.com. We have everything that you need and want for smooth, luxurious skin and for the brothers, beard care. So come on and shop with us today. I'm like, Holy Spirit activate. Like, what does this mean? Right? What does this mean? So I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I pondered a bit, and then I felt like I might knew what it meant. But I went, y'all, look, y'all see Google. I done went and I asked some questions, right? So it says, this text is a famous saying from the Gospel of Thomas, specifically saying 11. It is an ancient Christian text found in Egypt in 1945. The saying uses hidden words and riddles about life, death, light, and how people change or split apart. Key ideas in the saying: passing worlds. The words say that the invisible sky and any higher heaven will disappear. This means physical things do not last forever. Life and death. The dead do not know they are alive. The living people who understand this deep truth will not truly die inside. Eating dead things means taking matter from the world to sustain life, turning non-living food into a living body. Light and unity. Being in the light means knowing the truth. Being one means a state of peace or unity at the beginning. Becoming two means splitting into a physical body and a spirit, or male and female, or good and bad. So when we take this and we look at it in terms of life, right? When you die, you leave your physical body. You're you, because you're not your physical body. You, your soul, your spirit, your body. You know what I mean? These are actually three, right? But we're not going to go there right now. So when it says when the one become two, what will you do? When your spirit is no longer in that body, right? So anyway, we had to go a little deeper still, right? We had to go a little deeper still. So again, in the Gospel of Thomas, the phrase, the dead are not alive, does not talk about medical death. Instead, it uses a spiritual riddle to describe how most people live their lives. Scholars of early Christian mysticism break down the confusing phrase into three main concepts. Now, you know, when people hear mysticism, it's ooh, right? Because we know that Jewish mysticism is, you know what I mean? But just you know, for the sake of learning and dissecting and taking meat and throwing bones out, right? And depending on the bones too, because y'all know some bones have calcium. Don't let me go there now, okay? So look, spiritual blindness versus awakening. In Gnostic texts, people who live strictly for the physical world, chasing wealth, status, and bodily desires, are considered the dead. That's right about right today. Okay? If all your focus and your desires are, you know, to work harder so you can get paid more money, so that, you know, you can go on trips and vacations and lavish living and all these things, you're truly dead. If you are not awakened to who you are in the Father and who the Father is in you, you're dead. Okay? So, again, people who live strictly for the physical world, chasing wealth, status, and bodily desires, are considered the dead. They go through their daily routines but are completely unconscious of their divine, eternal nature. They walk around, eat, and talk, but spiritually speaking, they are not actually alive. And when it says, you know, people are not aware of their divine nature, it just reminds me of the scripture when Yahusha was speaking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and he says something, are ye not all Elohim, children of the Most High? Yah, right? And so another way to look at that would be, are ye not all Elohim, children of the Most High? Yahweh Allah, or Allah Yah, or y'all say Alua, right? Let's see now. They walk around, eat, and talk, but spiritually speaking, they are not actually alive. 2. Rejecting a passive afterlife. Many traditional religions teach that after physical death, you go to a physical place like heaven where you retain your exact human identity. This saying rejects that idea. It suggests that if you do not wake up spiritually while you're on earth, physical death will not automatically grant you a blissful, conscious afterlife. You cannot find true life later if you are spiritually dead right now. You know who I feel got a good taste of this? What was that? What was his name? I don't want to say the wrong name, but it was the man, and he saw the beggar, and the beggar was always, asking for food, needed some help, and the man didn't help him, right? And the man was left in front of the man's house, and he had sores and everything like that, and even the dogs had mercy on the man that was licking his wounds and stuff like that, trying to help him heal or whatever. Well, I don't know if they were trying to help him heal, but the dogs was licking his wounds, right? And so when the man died, the rich man, when he died, he didn't go to a sweet place of rest. So much so that there was a chasm. Y'all better go find the story. But disclaimer for the Super Brews. Don't get at me. I'm reading the ERV, okay? So y'all know I don't call Mashiach Jesus. So anyway, here we go. The rich man and Lazarus. This is from Luke 16, starting in verse 19. Yahusha said, there was a rich man who always dressed in the finest clothes. He was so rich that he was able to enjoy all the best things every day. There was also a very poor man named Lazarus. Lazarus's body was covered with sores. He was often put by the rich man's gate. Lazarus wanted only to eat the scraps of food left on the floor under the rich man's table, and the dogs came and licked his sores. Later, Lazarus died. The angels took him and placed him in the arms of Abraham. That's what we know as Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And y'all can go on and read the rest. But I'm going to skip here because I want to talk about the place where he went. So he called, and this is verse 34, he called, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Send Lazarus to me so that he can dip his finger in water to cool my tongue. I am suffering in this fire. So he died, and we don't see that he's resting in peace, do we? Although that is what religion teaches. When you pass, you rest in peace, you sleep in peace. Yeah, okay. If you did not live a righteous, peaceable, waking life, don't expect it in the afterlife. I'm not going to go there right now because I don't want this to take too much longer, but he was not in a place of peace and rest because he did not live his life right. Okay? And that man that suffered his whole life, and he was a beggar and he had sores and the dogs had to lick him, he was in a place called Abraham's bosom according to the Bible. And this place was a good place, a goodly place, a place of rest, right? You know, there's so many people that somebody died, rest in peace. This person raised hell all their life. Okay? And now they gone. They threw some angel wings on a picture. Person throwing up the peace sign. They got the angel wings on and the baseball cap on, and gold chain, whatever they got on. And now it's like rest in peace, sleep in peace, angel. Ooh, okay, man, we got a lot to learn, family. All right, so here we go. You cannot find true life later if you are spiritually dead right now. Again, so far I have nothing. I have no qualms with this book of Thomas, the atomic book. I don't have any problems with it right now so far. The illusion of the material universe, the material world, is temporary and governed by decay because bodies change, age, and rot. The physical form is viewed as a dead thing. Those who anchor their entire identity into their physical bodies are anchoring themselves to death. By contrast, The next part of the phrase says, the living will not die. This means that a person who achieves spiritual awakening connects to an immortal spark within themselves, that Ruach HaKodesh, that set apart spirit by which you were sealed, right? That's what that sounds like to me. This means that a person who achieves spiritual awakening connects to an immortal spark within themselves that physical death cannot touch. Okay, now. So then it goes on to ask, would you like to break down the next riddle about how eating what is dead makes it come alive? Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Yes. Let's do it. All right, so it says in the Gospel of Thomas, also known as the Atomic Book, Yahusha or Yeshua uses the riddle of eating to show how we interact with the material world and how our spiritual state changes. I need to say that again, y'all. Yahusha uses a riddle of eating to show how we interact with the material world and how our spirit or our spiritual state changes. Here's the breakdown. During the days when you ate what is dead, you made it come alive. And the riddle of becoming two. So here we go. 1. Eating what is dead. This riddle uses the basic, or a parable, right? A riddle is a parable. This riddle uses the basic human act of eating as a metaphor for spiritual power. The physical meaning. When you eat meat or plants, you consume things that are dead. That's the first thing that popped into mind as I was reading this. I'm like, we eat meat. Yeah, even the vegetables, once we eat them, they dead. People are like, you gotta eat live food. You gotta eat a live food. Baby, once you pluck that thing up, it ain't alive no more. Once you pick that grass, once you pick that spinach, I ain't mean to say grass, but because I love vegetables, but y'all get it. Anyway, the physical meaning. When you eat meat or plants, you consume things that are dead. Your body digests them and turns them into energy, muscle, and blood. You literally transform dead matter into a living human being. The spiritual meaning. This shows the incredible power of the spirit. If you can take dead physical food and give it life inside your body, you have a divine spark inside you. You are a creator transforming the physical world. That is what the belief of those who translated and followed this book. That's what they believe. Right? Number 2. When you were one, you became two. This part of the saying looks back at the origin of human beings, the state of being one. This represents your original perfect state before you were born into the physical world. In the spirit realm, you were whole, unified, and connected to the source. I believe this wholeheartedly, you all. That part right there. I haven't had any qualms with this yet, but it's Gnostic and it's dangerous and you don't read it, you know. I do not agree with Gnosticism. Okay? I don't. But I don't really know that much about it. But I know that I am not going to tamper with anything that would challenge the authority that Yahweh gave Yahusha or Yahusha when he walked this earth. Okay? He had full authority, I believe, full authority over the spirit realm. Okay, so I am not going to spend my time reading up on nothing that, you know, unless I'm reading it for the sake of debunking it, right? But again, I'm not one of those, you know, scholarly people. This is just something that caught my eye and it sparked my spirit, and I'm like, I want to read this. I want to know. I want to understand. Okay, so again, the state of being one. This represents your original perfect state before you were born, Because remember, the word says, before you were in your mother's womb, I knew you. In that place where you were known, you were fully known, you were complete. Okay? All right? You were complete because you were connected to the source. Becoming two, when you were born into a physical body, you split. You became divided into flesh and spirit, male or female. You lived your life either good or bad. You entered a world of duality, it says, where everything is split into opposites. That's true. We have up, and the other side of up is down. We have left, the other side of left is right. We have hot, the other side of hot is cold, right? So, okay. I don't see anything wrong yet. I don't. All right, everything splits into opposites. 3, but when you become two, what will you do? This is the ultimate question Yahusha poses to his listeners. The challenge. Now that you are trapped in a split physical body, how will you find your way back to wholeness? And that's the thing. That's it right there. How will you make the flesh and the spirit agree? My. Because we do understand that the flesh and the spirit are what? At odds with one another. They are at enmity. Did I say it right? Enmity. Okay, they got beef, right? But when you experience a true spiritual awakening, okay, you will first be disturbed. And after you're disturbed, you will marvel. And after you marvel, you will reign. And after you reign, you will rest. Okay? So, I'm going to end that there. Wait a minute. Let's see here now what? The goal. The text implies you must unite these two halves. You have to overcome the divisions of the physical world and become one again. Yada Yahweh. Become one again. No longer walking dead. No longer sleepwalking. No longer spiritually dead. No longer possessed by the spirit of religion. No longer tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine, because you have awakened to who you are, understanding that Yahweh has already given you all things pertaining to life and righteous living through the knowledge of his word. Yes, blessed be the word of Yahweh. Blessed be those that follow in the way, the truth, and the light. Y'all, I love y'all. I gotta go.
Help a loving elder keep her lights on during tough times. Her health struggles have left her vulnerable and alone. Your support can restore her safety and peace today. Help Sister Childs. Donate now.